Okay, greetings everybody, and welcome to our NightVision State of Cyber 2024. I can't believe it's 2024. This is our third annual State of Cyber event. For those who don't know me, my name's Dave DeWalt. I'm the founder and CEO of NightDragon. Got to have a cool logo. We got a cool logo again, and just want to do a big shout out to all my marketing team here, Sarah, Madison, everybody who helped put this whole event on. Thank you, appreciate you. And we're really excited. We have just an amazing event today. For those who don't know me, I'm former CEO of FireEye and Nandient. Before that, McAfee. 20 plus years in the cybersecurity business. I think I have cyber to figure fun, and real pleasure to be in this sector for a long time. And just do a big shout out to community here in cyber. We all talk about, and just want to say thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being partners in many ways with NightDragon if you are, and hello. So let's get started. Guess what? It's the year of the dragon, and I can't even be happier to start off with the year of the dragon. 12 years ago I founded NightDragon, which is from a famous cybersecurity attack. If you didn't know, when I was CEO of McAfee, there was Aurora, NightDragon, and Shady Rat. And if you haven't heard it, I was like, should we do Aurora? Should we do NightDragon? Should we do Shady Rat? And Shady Rat didn't sound so good for a venture capital firm. So NightDragon it is. And 12 years later, here we are, the year of the dragon. So happy year of the dragon, everybody. And by the way, if you don't know it, this is the year of red as well. So you should wear red socks for good luck. And give you my little tip of the day for the dragon. So let's talk for a minute before I bring my panelists on about kind of 2023. And I want to set the stage for a minute. I'm just coming off an incredible, almost around the world tour. I have been traveling nonstop for almost 6 weeks. I visited 17 cities, 9 countries on 3 continents. Talk about prep for the State of Cyber event. Had a chance to meet some of the cyber commands from Asia, from Europe, obviously from the US, meet many of the CEOs, many of the leaders of the world as well, presidents of countries. Got a chance to do a couple of keynotes along the way, including some sales kickoffs, which are sometimes my favorite thing to do. But it really gave me an opportunity to kind of see the world. And this slide probably encapsulates the most. You can really just see, I call it the perfect storm in cyber. I've been saying that for 15 plus years. But we're really starting to see an accelerated evolution and disruption. And it starts with this deglobalization trend that we're all witnessing in the world. We had 80 years of kind of a globalization trend, pandemic hits, and a lot of things start to change. If you've read about the multipolar worlds that we live in now, enemies are now allies, allies are enemies. We're finding ourselves in a really incredible time. I call it, may we live in interesting times. It's like a curse and a blessing at the same time. And wow, are we living in interesting times today? Geopolitical tensions very high. Now we're seeing almost the juxtaposition of regulation hitting the world of cyber and threats at the highest level. We have regional wars, obviously 2 years ago, Russia, Ukraine, almost 6 months ago, Israel, Hamas. We watched a number of cyber threats emerge out of that. We'll talk about that later as well, including influence ops and misinformation, disinformation as the number one threat that came out of the World Economic Forum in Davos. So new threats and new eras, many of which was brought on by the era of AI and generative AI. Since the last State of Cyber event, anybody notice AI? It's been a big change in landscape, a lot of funding, a lot of things going on there. So, wow, man, we live in interesting times. This is probably the most interesting year, at least in my almost 30-year career and opinion, 2024, with 64 countries having democratic elections, affecting nearly 4 billion people on the planet. And when you start to look at the digital domains and the adjacencies around it, it's creating an interesting situation as we move forward. So if you advance the slide for me, you can see we just have an outstanding, world that's here now. I call it secure tech. I'm changing it a little bit. I used to call it CSSP for cyber safety, security, and privacy. I now think of it almost like fintech and biotech. We now have a market called secure tech that's a $500+ billion market by 2025. And you're watching cyber fuse together with a lot of other markets. And I've talked about this. I called it future fusion for a couple of years. But wow, do we see it now? Cyber meets electronic warfare, cyber meets space, cyber meets AI, cyber meets quantum, cyber meets supply chain, cyber meets physical. And you can start to see the juxtaposition of all these different adjacency markets merging in to what I now call the secure tech marketplace. And this will grow probably 4 times faster than high tech as a whole, and a good opportunity for us to really kind of look at this market emerge. So today, we're going to have a 360-degree view of the state of cyber, and I can't thank the panelists enough for coming on. We have 15 people total today. A lot of just incredibly smart, experienced people who have seen almost every cycle of cybersecurity. And what I tried to do is design a view so you could see a Wall Street perspective, kind of public companies with some of the best sell-side analysts in the world who have been around for quite some time and know these markets well. Then also get an early stage view from the venture capital perspective. And we've seen a lot of investments in the early stage, but not necessarily in the growth and late stage. So I want to talk about that as well. So kind of an early and a late view. But then we want to get a CISO perspective too, and kind of understand budgets. We have some of the best CISOs on today. Then we want to get a bit of an AI view as well. We can understand the impacts there. And we have NVIDIA coming on and McKinsey to talk some of that trend. And then a go-to-market perspective where we really see almost 60 billion of spend through the eyes of 3 large go-to-market partners to really help shape a full view of the cyber ecosystem today. So hit the slide for me and we'll get it started. And it's excited to have now 15 people join us, a 360-degree view. And you'll get a sense from Wall Street, CISOs, AI, venture capital, and go-to-market today. So look at all those pretty pictures of all of us. Thank you, everybody, for joining.